welcome to Mr. Net's little farm in the big city. Gotta get all my tools. I need to find one more thing. Anyway, hi, good morning. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's a beautiful, crisp fall day here on the little farm. And I think it's going to warm up a little bit this afternoon, but probably not too much. We're getting into those early fall days where the mornings are really cool and the afternoons are warm. And it is absolutely beautiful here, guys. The little farm is in its final push of beauty before winter gets here. Not that winter isn't beautiful. It's just not my favorite. I got this little stool a couple weeks ago at a salvage place. And I've been so busy, guys. So busy. But things are starting to slow down now, which is really nice. And I'm going to do a little project for me today. Doing little projects like this are more for me than for anybody else because I really enjoy them. I enjoy finding something and making it something that I have a lot of pride in my home. So let's take a look at this little stepladder stool, I guess. I'm not really sure what they're called, but let's take a look at it. So it's a stepladder, but then you can push this out of the way and then it becomes a stool. And I think I'm going to put this in my kitchen. But as you can see, the paint job, somebody painted it. Honestly, it looks like my dad painted it because that's how my dad would paint something. Just kind of slap paint on it and hey, it's good. And I see, look, it has this little rubber mats on it. So I am going to have to do some repair to it. I'm going to take these little rubber mats off. I am going to have to, see this right here? I'm going to have to take this top off and put some glue on it to make it sturdy because it's a little bit wobbly. So I want to, once I get the paint off, I have some wood glue and I see there's a little nail hole right here. So who knows what will happen once we get into it and start dissecting it and getting it pulled apart. I think I am going to use my heat gun for this. I'm going to check it first for lead paint. So let's get started. I've got to find one tool yet while I'm waiting to do this. I got to get a scraper. And I'm getting better at it, at getting things put away when I'm done using them. I'm getting better at it, and I'm trying to consciously do that, keep things together. So let's see if I can find it. Why don't you go visit with the animals while I go look for my tool? working with my hands is my favorite thing to do. This brings me so much peace and joy. Just doing a little activity with my hands and keeping busy. Making something or changing something. It's very fulfilling for me. That's why I said this activity today is for me. I spend so much time doing things for others that I forget that I need to do something for myself. So I took a little bit of it off, and this white paint, there's white, then a green paint, and then we got down to this very first coat, and it looks like the very first coat must have been, maybe it was probably a white back in the day when they first did it. But it's kind of a beigey color now, which is a pretty color. I like that color, but I don't like that for this particular thing. Now I'm taking a look at it and seeing how the paint is coming off, but it's very sticky. It's coming off very sticky, and I'm not sure that the heat gun is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to take a look in the garage and see. We usually have some citrus strip. I'm going to take a look and see if we have any. What you got, Brownie? What you got? Ooh, get the ball. Ooh, get the ball. Get the ball. Get the ball. Get the ball. Oh boy. So let's clean up this mess. And then put this on it. This way. I like this color. So this might take a couple of coats. And the reason I'm thinking that is I have a lot of experience with stripping paint. When we first moved into our house, all of the woodwork in our house was covered in paint, in white paint. Many years of white paint, many times the paint. And what I learned from stripping that, I used citrus cell and I used a heat gun. And I learned that on some of the surfaces that were raw, some of the raw surfaces, if they would paint with an oil on the raw surface, it was really hard to get off. And I kind of feel like this is what's happening here, and that's why I had so much trouble with using the gun, the heat gun. So I think we're going to be using a couple of coats of this, and I'm going to put it on. I'm going to slather it on very thickly, and then in a couple of hours I will scrape it, and then we'll see if we need to do another scraping or another coat. Then we'll see if we have to do another coat, but I really think we're going to have to. I've had some experience with this. It took me about 2 years to strip the entire living room, dining room, and the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom. All the woodwork in those areas. And I will be doing a house tour after the holidays are over, so you get to see the whole house. Okay? Anyway, let's get to this. It's fun to take a close look at this and see how it was made. And I think this was made at home. I don't think it was manufactured, because I see a lot of little things that people do when they make things at home. Let me show you. Hang on a second. Like this little piece of wood right here. See that? That makes me think that somebody used just some pieces of wood that they had at home to make this little ladder. And that just makes it so much more precious to me. Right, Brownie? Go inside. Well, I don't think I'll let the goats out until I'm past the stripping stage of this project. Just because I don't want them licking anything. because they're notorious not for eating everything, but wanting to taste to see if it's something they should eat. And I don't want the chickens or the ducks or anybody to get hurt. So they're just going to have to stay put, and they seem perfectly fine. It's a beautiful morning to just rest and do what they do. While Mama does what she does. I have to keep this needs to be wet to be activated, because if it dries then it's no longer activated. So I'm covering it up with plastic, which I don't really like doing, but guys, this is a mess. But I got it cleaned off. I rinsed it off. And I have it in the sun to dry. And I'm looking at the wood to decide what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to sand it and see what it looks like after that. And that will help me decide whether I want to paint it or stain it. If it turns out nice, I'm going to stain it. If it doesn't turn out good, then I'll probably paint it. But I want it to match the rest of the furniture in my house. And my furniture is all very dark, mission style furniture. And I want it to kind of match what's going on. So, it's dry, and now I'm ready to sand the paint that's left on it. We'll see what happens. So I have 220 grit, and I have 80 grit. 80 grit will be to remove the paint that's left. I hope I have enough. I don't want to have to go back to Lowe's. And the 220 will be to sand it down for staining or painting, whatever happens. This is what it looks like. This fell off, and I'm going to put some glue to get it back together. Okay, so here we go. these nails out of the seat and the step so we can put the screws in them. So let's do that. Starting to get dark outside, so we are going to call it a day, and I will see you in the morning right here. All right, I think we have it sanded enough. I believe we're going to paint it. We're not going to stain it because there was just places that I could not get the paint off. So let's repair it. We'll wipe it down, and then we'll paint it, and then we'll be finished. Not this old house. New Yankee Workshop. Norm. Oh my gosh. You can watch the reruns on YouTube now, too. I used to love to watch that show. That man could really build stuff. Okay, so now we have glue on there. It's all wiped up, and then we'll let it sit in the sun to dry off before we paint it. Some of this paint was really stubborn. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it all wiped down. Get it ready for painting. I think that turned out really nice. And the nicest thing about paint is that you can always repaint it when you get tired of it. And since we scraped all of the old paint that was chipped and cracked and peeling, we got all that off and have a nice smooth surface. So if we wanted to paint it again, we could just paint right over the paint that we painted. Does that make any sense to you at all? Oh well. And there we have it. All done. Very cute. I'm very pleased. Took a little longer than I thought. I thought it was only going to take me a few hours instead of 2 days. That's how projects are sometimes. You get right into them, and next thing you know, you're overwhelmed with all of the extra things that get done, the extra things that you need to finish that project. But it came out really nice. I'm very pleased with it. And I hope you're pleased with it too. So thank you so much for stopping by today and visiting me here on Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. Thank you for all your likes, your comments. Speaking of comments, I promise I'm going to catch up. All your comments, your subscribing, all of the love that you send to me, I'm sending it right back to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now try to get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Love you. What are you guys doing? What are you looking at? I spy with my little eyes Mama on the other side of the gate.